Hey guys, welcome to Investing Early YouTube channel. I'm your host Chris Holt, and today we're going to be going through my portfolio. So I've had my portfolio here for not quite a year. If I go to the year tab here in my Robinhood portfolio, as you can see, this account was started at the end of March, and I had $2,000 invested throughout this year. I've put in about $2,000, and you can see in the past year I'm down nearly 5% to $1,902.47. So I'm nearly down $100, which is a big oof, but I started out, yes, I've funded my Roth IRA and stuff like this. This is a taxable account where I'm just kind of playing around with some dividend stocks. So I wanted to show you guys what my portfolio is, what this channel is going to be about, and how we're going to build it growing forward. Now for you guys and me, I'm going to be putting in $100 each week into this account and investing into new stocks and really grow my portfolio. So starting early is one of the biggest things that I have understood, and so I figured, what better way to hold myself accountable to be putting in $100 my own money each week than start a YouTube channel, create it with you guys, and hear your guys' opinions on my investments, my strategies, and possibly some stuff that you guys want me to do here in the future. So this is done for me in Robinhood. Now I know a lot of people use M1 Finance and other stuff like that, but I personally use Robinhood for this personal account. Now, before I go and say I am no investing guru, obviously as you can tell, I'm down almost 5% over my time, and so don't just see that I've invested in these stocks and that's what you got to go ahead and do. Don't take that into account. Just learn from my mistakes, I guess, and we will be doing this together. So going here on the right, you can see the stocks that I personally own. I own 39 stocks and all the cryptos available here in Robinhood. But as you can see, not much here. This one is kind of hard to show, but I personally have not invested much money into cryptocurrencies other than a one-time kind of drop, and I've been selling off my cryptos kind of as it goes. Might be something that I might build in the future. Yes, Ethereum and Bitcoin is going to do probably pretty well over the long term, but for now I'm just kind of playing more with my stock game. Now here, these numbers right here show how much money I have invested in each stock personally. Now I'm going to start with the bottom here. The reason why it is the 2378 is I'm building a dividend ladder. So if you don't know what that means, I'm starting with assets, different stocks that are due right before their ex-dividend date, buying them, and then even if it goes up or down, I will hold on to that stock and then sell it right after the ex-dividend date, and then completely sell the entire stock, and then when the dividend comes in, put that into my next investment, which this 2378, we'll see how much we can grow that. I've been using quite a few, and I think I've added about $1 worth of capital onto this. Yes, I've lost a little bit, and if you look in here, my total investment is down a little bit as I put in 2813 is where it's averaged, and right now it's at 27.95. But if we go back to my portfolio here, you can see the biggest holding that I have is in 3M, then GM, Carnival Cruise Line, QYLD, Disney, Realty Income, and then smaller less in there like VOO, Altria Group, YYY, and certain things like that. Now, as you can see, I have the top couple up here heavily weighted, and this was because when I started out with my portfolio, I was trying to think of a really good dividend, safe investment, and right there, that was 3M for me. We were going into the pandemic, or kind of dealing with it as it was March of 2021. And I figured I use some of their automotive stuff, and I see that they're making waves in healthcare, so I figured that one's going to go up here in the near future. GM, I'm kind of a car buff, and GM would be the auto manufacturer of choice right now for me, as I do own a GM product. Carnival Cruise Line, I decided to go with that because they are a big giant in the Carnival or in the cruise line industry, and I've been on a couple of cruises and really enjoy it, and I think it's a sector that's been hit really hard due to the pandemic, and I feel like it will come back hopefully here in the near-ish future. But none of these stocks that I'm buying, other than the dividend ladder stock there at the bottom, is to all of these stocks are to buy and hold, and then also put more money into. Obviously, if something goes way up, I will go ahead and sell that position and maybe rebuy in at another time. Now, a lot of these up here are going to be harder to dollar cost average into than some of my lower holdings. A next one would be QYLD. I'm going to say I probably would stay away from it. But the reason why I enjoy QYLD, at least at this point, is because of how low my total is. QYLD is bringing in that monthly income to add to this number right here. And then yes, I am buying QYLD shares right now, just reinvesting on that personally. But then you go with something like a Realty Income here that also gives a pretty high monthly dividend, is pretty great. But at the end of the day, that one is also a REIT, so that is not qualified dividends, it's income. So when I go and do taxes on it, it's going to be taxed a lot higher than something like a QYLD. And then you go down, and I am finally getting into some of these really good ETFs. Now, that's something that I haven't done too much of in the past, but these ETFs like VOO, YYY, it's an okay one. SPGI, S&P Global right there is pretty good. VTI, and certain ones like that, VUG, a growth, SCHV, QQQ, certain ones like that. And you go down, SCHD, a really great one. And then you get more of these monthly dividend payers like USOI and Main Street Capital. SPCE, Virgin Galactic, not a great stock. Might be a good buy right now, but I'm not doing so hot in this. So as you can tell, a lot of these are kind of monthly dividend payers, and big corporations. Home Depot, unfortunately, it's my lowest holding in here, but I will go ahead and show you, as these totals on the right add up to my $1,900 number. Even though I put $2,000 in, this is their valuation right now. So now I'm going to go over here and do total return. So as you can see here, 3M, I'm down almost 6%. That one hurts. So that one would be pretty easy to dollar cost average in, as I only do have about $300 in. But considering my portfolio right now is only $1,900 in total, it's probably not one of my biggest assets to be dollar cost averaging in right now, as it's my biggest holding in almost 20% of my entire portfolio. Then you go with GM right here, we're up about 4%. Then you come down here and look at this. Carnival, I'm down almost 20%. That's tough. Then you come down to QYLD. I would say that's doing pretty okay because I am getting that monthly dividend in there. So the 3.51%, and the down to $2.62, I've probably received that amount of money in dividends from that company. So I'll just go over some of my highlights, good and bad. Disney, I'm down almost 14%, not too great. But then you go with these bigger companies like VOO or the bigger ETFs, and I'm up almost 11% here. That's awesome. Altria Group, I'm up 13.2%. That's huge. Then you come down, S&P Global, I'm only up 5.12%. So like we talked about, each week I'm going to be putting $100 in. This SPGI is definitely going to be receiving some capital this week because it was up near that 10% number, and now it's back down to about 5%. So I will be investing a good amount of money into that. And like I say, I gotta raise my position in my ETFs so I can buy that large basket of stocks. Coca-Cola, I'm doing really well right here. 12.3%, that's huge. Then you get a couple of these 6%ers in here, doing pretty good. Then you come down to Alibaba. Are you kidding me? I'm down so terrible in Alibaba. They were talking about possibly delisting from the stock exchange, and so there's a lot of confusion in Baba, and I don't even know if I really want to dollar cost average into Alibaba right now for the fact that they might take it off the stock exchange. I'm really hoping that we're able to rebound Alibaba and it will be a good stock going here in the future. But to be honest, I couldn't really tell you at this point as I'm not an expert on it. Go down to PayPal, I'm down almost 19%. These just hurt. I'm up 7.2%, that's pretty good, but SCHD, a really solid dividend ETF, kind of down a lot in a lot of these. But then you go here, and this is probably my worst performing stock ever, Virgin Galactic. That just hurts. I'm down almost 50% in it. 8% in some of these, 5%. Toyota Motor Company, holy crap. I don't know if I just did a good buy on this or what. I wish I had more capital invested into it. I would invest more to this day, but I think with my stock appreciation of nearly 30%, dollar cost averaging in right now would just raise my bottom end, and I don't know if I feel comfortable doing that. But in the future, if it comes down, Toyota will 100% be gaining more of my money because they have just beat out General Motors. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed it, but this number right here just went up by over $100, or by $100. And this little spike right here means that we got $100 here to play around with. So kind of come here and look at some of my stocks. Now, like I said, I'm not going to really be touching my cryptos right now personally. This one right here, I have my like I said, ex-dividend date coming up, so I'm not going to buy into that one. But I do want to rise my positions in my ETFs, and specifically I'm going to go with the SPGI stock right here, which this day was down almost over 2.5%. This week down almost 6%, and this month down 9%. You go to 3 months and it's up. It is having a bit of a crash, but as you can see, the stock has been performing pretty well. So I'm going to say I'm going to put $50 into this stock, and we're going to get 0.114839% in that. We'll put half of my money in there, and then we are going to go ahead and buy that stock, and then that'll be perfect. It will go in before trading starts tomorrow. So now we will go back here and let's see some of the stocks that haven't been performing so well that I could go into, that I can dollar cost average down here. That's pretty good. So these are all up pretty good. Discovery's down a bit, but it's not an ETF, and I'm kind of trying to go up in my ETFs. So this Jets right here talks about the airline market. Let's see how they're doing. I think I'm going to put a bit of money in here, as yes, they're kind of even right now and down over 5 years, but it's a market that I definitely see coming back. So my average cost is $23.30, and right now it's at $22.01. I want to see if I can get that right around the $23 mark. So I'm going to go ahead in here and buy it for $15. That's going to give us 0.68%, and I'm going to go ahead and buy that. Hit done right there. So if we come back to our portfolio, I don't have $50, unless I do have $50. I don't think I do. Did Jets go in? It did. I have 35. Yes, now it just re-updated. So I do want to continue doing my ETFs. YYY, I'm not a massive fan of the YYY, but with its super high expense ratio right there, 2.45%, I'm not going to buy into that one. That might be a position that I'm considering selling here in a little while. Let's see. VTI, that's doing pretty well. PayPal, I could definitely invest into. As you can tell, I haven't done a ton of research or anything into that, into any of these recently. VNQ, it's something that I kind of not a massive fan of REITs, but it is something that I only have $13.94 in. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put $15 into it as well, and we're gonna buy that stock, hit done, and then head back to my portfolio where I have $20 to buy into things. So this is where I'm going to get into more of the other stuff down near the bottom here. Home Depot, I'm up. Discovery, let's see how much. I have $20 into it, and my average is $31.14. I'll put $10 into Discovery this week. Now we're going to go back to my portfolio where I should have $10 left, and I'm going to come down and find another company that I am low on. This one I'm pretty low. Let's see. I guess I can put the remaining $10 into Invesco Optimum Yield Diversity Commodity Strategy #1 or NOK1 ETF. Not the easiest name, but it does pretty okay, even though I'm down about 20% right now. So that was just a dollar cost average into it, and now as you can see, I have no buying power, and I've put in another $100 into my stocks. Be really interesting to see how this week, how I do. You know, I can consider going back into my Bitcoins and my different cryptos right here, but it'll be really interesting to see how my $100 adding into my portfolio does this week. Let me know in the comments down below if there's any companies that I own that you want to see me invest in next week, or any new companies that you guys want to see. And like I said, each week I'll be putting out at least one video of me putting in $100 into this portfolio. So right now, as you can see, my value is $2,002.15, and I have $2,100 invested at this point. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't, because I'm just starting out and I'd love to grow this channel super fast for you guys. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Bye.